Hello, here is the news at this hour from Tstv. I am Olaide Amosu. Here are some major headlines. Oyo TESCOM chairman says 10% candidates scored above 50%. Federal government moves NIMC to Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. On the foreign scene, Sudan to sign DARFUR peace deal despite boycotts. And the world of sports, LIONEL MESSI'S FC Barcelona contract is still valid. Spanish La Liga. Now the news in details. The Oyo State Post-Primary Teaching Service Commission is said to have released the results of a recently held computer-based test for applicants into the State Teaching Service, stating that the release of the computer-based test result has 10% of applicants who sought for the examination scored 50 and above. The chairman, Oyo State Teaching Service Commission, Pastor Akinade Alamo, stated this while inspecting the exercise which held at the University of Ibadan CBT Hall that attracted applicants from all the zones of the state. Alamo, in his statement, said that the cutoff mark will be made public after the board sits and approved, noting that they had 19 subjects on which they conducted the test, and the highest scorer among the 65,000 people that wrote the test is 86%. Pastor Alamo, however, said that the interest of the best candidates in teaching service portended significant turnaround for the education sector in the state, as the present administration, under the leadership of Governor Seyi Makinde, has ensured all other inputs to achieve success have been provided. He, however, saluted the comportment of all applicants that wrote the test and reiterated that the stand of the government to pick the best among the applicants. Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has on Sunday declared that his administration would continue to prioritize education, saying that education remained the key to societal growth. Makinde, who spoke at two separate events put together by the Bishop of the Sword of the Spirit Ministries, Bishop Francis Walioke, said that the state's economic recovery program can conveniently rest on a properly fixed education sector. Makinde, speaking at the dedication of the Global Mission Center and Global Mission Plaza, which were named after the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor E.A. Adeboye, and the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Governor Udom Emmanuel, respectively, said education would ensure that people embrace development. The governor, however, declared that he would support the building project and see to its completion, also charging the people of the state to support the government in its effort to develop the state to a greater height. President Muhammadu Buhari is said to have approved the transfer of the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, to the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. A statement by the spokesperson of the minister, Mrs. Uwa Suleiman, said approval for the transfer was based on Mr. President's consideration for the critical role of NIMC towards the realization of the objectives of the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy for Digital Nigeria, NDEPS. However, the President's directives for NIMC is to be under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy as an illustration of Mr. President's vote of confidence on Dr. Isa Ali Ibrahim based on an unprecedented achievement he has recorded within a short time in office. Meanwhile, the NIMC is set to be mandated to create, manage, maintain and operate the National Identity Database established by the NIMC Act 2007. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, has announced it has lifted suspension earlier placed on some processes on its platforms to accommodate more requests from candidates who took the UTME prior to 2020. The board made this known in a statement in Abuja on Sunday by its public relations officer, Dr. Fabian Benjamin. According to him, JAM lifted the suspension on processes covering those years to ensure that candidates who took the exams during the period and who required certain corrections of their processes are accommodated, noting that all requests for printing of admission letters into university transfers, condoning of legitimate admissions, and other processes for previous years which had been hitherto suspended will now be restored from today. Moving on to the foreign scene, Sudan's transitional government and rebel groups are expected to sign a peace agreement today to end 17 years of conflict, despite boycotts by some movements during the negotiations. The talks is said to be taking place in South Sudan's capital, Juba, and would involve rebel groups operating in Darfur, Blue Nile, and South Kordofan regions. You'd recall that the fights between government forces and the rebels started in 2003 and has left hundreds of thousands of people dead, while millions have been forced from their homes. However, Sudanese Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok has arrived in Juba on Sunday and has met with leaders of the rebel groups ahead of the formal signing ceremony. Also, the leader of Sudan's Sovereign Council, General Abdel Fattah, is expected to join Mr. Hamdok and South Sudan's President Salva Kiir at the ceremony. South Africa's governing party officials has announced President Cyril Ramaphosa will appear before an integrity commission to answer questions about a controversial campaign donation. However, a senior member of the African National Congress, Jesse Duarte, did not specify when Mr. Ramaphosa would present himself before the party panel. Meanwhile, in a report, South Africa's anti-corruption watchdog alleged that Mr. Ramaphosa had misled Parliament about money he received in 2017, worth more than $36,000, which Mr. Ramaphosa maintains it was a donation towards his campaign for the ANC leadership. Moving on to the exciting world of sports, Real Sociedad winger Mikel Oyarzabal is said to have withdrawn from the Spain squad after testing positive for coronavirus. The 23-year-old confirmed on Sunday he will be required to isolate at home and will miss La Roja's upcoming Nations League matches. However, it has not been cleared if Luis Enrique will call up a replacement, with Rodrigo Moreno, Adama Traore, Marco Asensio, Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres his others attacking options in the squad. Oyarzabal is reported to have played in Sociedad's 38 La Liga matches last season, scoring 10 goals and providing 11 assists, which was a tally bettered only by Barcelona captain Lionel Messi. The Spanish La Liga has on Sunday released a statement saying Lionel Messi's FC Barcelona contract is still valid. The announcement came days after the 33-year-old and a 6-time World Player of the Year informed his lifelong club that he wants to leave, hours after he failed to attend a pre-season medical on Sunday. The ruling body, however, said the only way for the Argentine forward to be released from the contract was to trigger a 700 million euros, that's approximately $833 million release clause. La Liga, in a statement, said in compliance with the applicable rule, La Liga will not approve a request to be deregistered as a player with the Spanish Football Federation unless the amount in the release clause has been paid. Messi's lawyers have planned to invoke a clause in his 4-year contract, which he signed in 2017. With that, we've come to the end of the news, a recap of the headlines. Oyo TESCOM chairman says 10% candidates scored above 50%. The federal government moves NIMC to Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. On the foreign scene, Sudan to sign Darfur peace deal despite boycotts. In the world of sports, Lionel Messi's FC Barcelona contract is still valid, says Spanish La Liga. Please do not forget to always adhere to COVID-19 safety measures. The news was compiled by Mobola Badikale. I am Olaide Amosu. Good day and thank you for watching.